Hi, beardos. Joe here, and we can't come to the phone right now because, well, we don't want to. So, leave us a message right here, and we will listen to it as soon as we feel like it. Bye!
Hey, it's Ricky again. That last message really wore me out. Had to take a nap. Anyway, just want to follow up by saying, I'm hoping attitudes around here will improve, or else things might start to happen in the night.
Good evening. This is Beards and Sundries Podcast News, your one-stop news shop every Sunday, with your host, Jay. Another host, Anthony. And another host, Joe. We're your Beards and Sundries hosts and news anchors for Season 5 of Beards and Sundries.
And welcome back to the Beards and Sundries News Network.
Hello.
Hello! That's right, guys. It's time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries. It's the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and I forgot to write down my intro, and so I can't remember it. So, hello, my name is Jay.
Might be your best one yet.
Great job. That's actually the funniest one I've heard you make.
Oh, good.
And I'm Anthony, the Secretary of your Interior.
Okay, you're fired.
And I'm Joe, and in my opinion, Puerto Rico should be the 46th state in the U.S. And that means that today's sundry item is Oklahoma. Beardos, the three of us live in the shit stain in America's underwear. Oh, I'm sorry, Oklahoma. And today we're gonna drag her through the fucking mud. After the break, we are going to continue building the presidential cabinet since Donnie is making such a competition out of who can make the most ridiculous choices, him or us. And then to close us out this week, we have a game that'll make us feel a little bit thankful and end us on a high note this time. But before we start trashing the Sooner State, how about this week's voicemail?
That is what Ricky sounds like, probably presently, because he just finished dinner.
Yeah, he's probably land surfing, and that's what we have coined as the term for when he enjoys dinner so much that he wants to rub it into his face and all of his nose, so he flips over on his back and rubs his face on the ground and just rolls all over the ground.
That was the last one from Ricky, by the way.
Good.
That's probably good, because things did happen in the night.
What things, Joe? What things happened?
So,
Sex.
last night, this would have been Tuesday night, I woke up on the couch and went to go to bed, and I stumbled when I stepped because I guess my foot was asleep, and my entire right big toe rolled under my foot, and I put all my weight on it. And so that hurt like a fucking bitch. And today it was really purple and bruised, so I went to urgent care and got an x-ray and went and saw my doctor, and thankfully there's no fracture, there's no crack, everything's fine, so I just have to keep off it for a couple days. Luckily, today and tomorrow, this week, Wednesday, Thursday, are my days off, so I can just keep it elevated, keep ice on it, stuff like that, but it fucking hurts.
That fucking
So thanks,
sucks.
Todd/Ricky.
And you did that, Todd. That's your fault.
You have to live with that.
I don't know how you'll ever live with that. Probably real well and sleeping peacefully.
Comfortably.
Well, Joe, where do you think I can find 48 states that are better than us in education?
Damn, aisle 4's not quite that big. But if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Now these days it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as two bearded gay men with beards in their 30s and one gay bearded man with a beard in his 40s...
Happy birthday, belated!
We are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover. And yes, Anthony has just completed another trip around the sun, and he is now the big 4-0.
It's actually really helping my I don't give a fuck, because now I'm like 40. Like, what the fuck? What do I care?
What do I fucking care?
way to look
I've
at
lived 40 years, and so all that shit's always shit, so fuck it.
Yeah, it's been shit for 40 years. Why
Shit's
why am I
always
even
shit.
caring about it anymore?
Shit will always be shit, and I ain't changing my mind, so fuck it.
Bitches
Good way
ain't
to look
shit
at it.
but hoes and tricks.
Yes.
Yes.
That is how I live. That's my
Yeah,
life.
yeah. I just walking around with like your shirt off and you've got Thug Life tattooed across your back in that old English script.
And the prices. Don't forget the prices are tattooed on my back.
Here's a receipt. It prints right out of my titty.
Pity.
I just had a flashback to my very first or second cruise. I don't remember which one, but we were in Cozumel on the VIP private island, which is bullshit. You just pay money.
Whatever.
for that
It was a
stupid
local
shit.
park bathroom.
That's pretty
That's
much
what I
what
was
it was.
thinking too. Yeah.
And it was the outdoor showers, and I just happened to look over when this woman was showering, and she just like goes, coop, undoes her. She was wearing a one piece, but like that folded down, and she just like lifted her tit and was washing under them, and I'm just like
What?
watching, like, that is so comfortable. I'm so proud of you.
That
And then
is
you started doing yours the
wild.
same way.
The same way, and I just let it out. I had to my one
that,
piece.
from that point on, that's how I started washing under my tits.
He's wearing one of those like 1920s like bloomers, like you know what I'm talking about?
And like the swimming cap.
Yeah, with the swimming cap, with a little frill along the edge.
And he has one on his beard, too.
Yes.
Will you help me undo my buttons? Only undo like the top 30. I just need that to get my tits.
Whoa, the top 30? You fucking slut.
I scored the highest points in facial structure, but I scored the lowest in body structure. God. You know, Oklahoma, this great state that we live in, that they love to say it's great. It's just,
They.
you know, it's a words thing. It's just like when your family tells you they love you, but then they do vote for people who hate you. You know, words are cheap, right? Like, words are the cheapest thing you can possibly get. Words are free, baby. It's not that great, and it's not been that great for a really, really, really long time. And
Since, what, 1907.
right, correct, yes.
Yeah.
So, really, since white people got here, I think that's really the issue. As is
Pocahontas'
always
dad had it
the
right when he
problem.
said, "These white men are dangerous."
And they still are.
Yes,
But
we are.
I've lived here almost my whole life, and I gotta tell you, I have never felt really welcome in this state as a gay person.
No, not really.
It's just never been a thing. You always have to be a little bit on guard. No matter where you go, at all times, I always have that feeling of being a bit on guard.
I want to use this moment to do just a hint of word association with you, and I'm going to do a phrase association, and I want to know your response when I say the Oklahoma standards. You know, anytime we have like a storm and they're like, the
Garbage,
Oklahoma standards, that they come in and everyone helps.
trash,
Bad.
lies.
Because
Fake.
it is such bullshit. Like, I know people run to go help, but most of the time I think it's just like a...
performative.
Yeah.
It's
it all
curiosity.
feels very performative, and I want to be involved and feel important.
It's the same reason you slow down when you pass a car wreck on the interstate. You want to
Beardos,
see it.
have you ever been in a relationship with someone who could not manage to get the small things right ever, but did try to do these big showy displays of affection all the time to make up for things?
I have. Not my recent one, just to be clear.
Right.
$1,200 BMW payment.
That is a toxic relationship because that means that person fundamentally does not want to meet halfway for the relationship and will continue to not do that, but they are trying to say they love you by doing these big showy displays of affection, but that is just to cover up the fact that they fundamentally will not meet you halfway in that, whatever that aspect is, whatever the small things are. And so that is a toxic trait in a relationship, and that is the relationship Oklahomans have with each other.
And he would get mad at me because I wouldn't do big display shows, and that when he did big display shows, that my reaction wasn't, "Whoa!" It was always, "Oh, okay." Like, because what you're doing doesn't excite me.
Sounds like a competition that you weren't playing into.
Yeah, I wasn't playing the competition at all.
It's like, no, I didn't really want this $1,000 whatever thing you bought me. I just wanted you to do the fucking dishes, man. Like, just do the laundry. Like, it's
I fucking
not
wanted
like
you to put
it's...
the dishes in the dishwasher. That means love to me. I don't fucking need you to go buy me expensive stuff. I don't care.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's very much, it's that at a state level, because fundamentally Oklahomans are assholes and they like to think that they're nice. And a really great example of this is one day Joe and I went to go get On the Hook, which is a fish and chips truck.
Yum.
And it was so good.
That's a good one too.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
God, my
really
stomach just
good.
cramped. I'm so
Well,
hungry.
so there's all of us people standing in this parking lot waiting for our food, and we're all standing in the parking lot. The parking lot loops around at the very back of it. This guy in a truck drives up and starts trying to like make us all get out of the way so he can go park and get in line for the food truck, mind you. And we're just not moving. He gets out and we start getting in this mild screaming match with one another because I fucking
Mild.
it was, but anyways, he was like, "You must not be from Oklahoma." And I was like, "I've been here my whole fucking life." He's like, "Well, you're not very nice." And I was like, "What is nice about trying to run people over with your fucking truck, expecting all of these people to move for you? So what you say is that you want other people to be nice to you while you're inconveniencing everybody else and you're being a big fat asshole." And that is what Oklahomans are.
He was also a boomer, so it was very boomer behavior.
Yep. Yeah, it was very much a moment. I can't believe he even had the audacity to sit there and stand in line for food after that.
I think I was thinking like about 20 or 30 seconds into it, I think everyone around us thought that you were going to lay him out. Like you were just going
I
to punch him in
thought
the
I
face.
was going to for a moment. I was having the angry shakes, and I was like, don't hit this old man. Don't hit this old man.
Hit him. Fucking hit him.
Thought about it. Thought about
Meanwhile, I'm behind him like Pennywise. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
I
Kill
think
him.
that's the problem, is that whenever I do, like, anytime I've ever been in like a fight, I do have like this moderate like blackout moment. And I'll, like, one day, a really great example is this guy. I was on my way home from when I was working at the Woodland Hills store, Joe, and you know that area by 71st and 169.
Yes.
So, you know, the Best Buy parking lot, how they can go out and turn left? Well, I was in the far left lane. This guy pulls out in front of me. I have to slam on my brakes. And then we proceed to get in those two left turn lanes, and he starts yelling at me. The light is red. And I roll my window down. I'm like, what the fuck was that about? And he was like, you got in that fucking lane. And I was in the left lane the whole time. And then things went dark for a second. And then I was out.
Kill him.
Then I was
Kill
outside
him.
of my car, out like fully in the fucking street, and the passenger in his car, this old man, was like, "No, no, 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 no."
Oh, yeah. Well, what now?
Ooh. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to murder someone today over this. I just want to go home.
Now, On the Hook fish and chips.
Now that.
I would kill for that. Oh my God.
If that old man was standing between me and the On the Hook, like, if I wasn't going to get it otherwise, he would have been dead. Absolutely, 100%. And it would not have taken much. He was so fragile.
What would you do for some fish and chips?
Kill an old man.
Would you kill a man?
Why, yes.
Maybe.
won't you do for some fish and chips?
That right there is exactly Oklahoma. Like, you
Yeah.
are mean when you don't treat me well. Like, I'm mad at you because you didn't behave the way I think you should have towards me. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what a
It's
weird
the
state.
expectation of other people being nice to you, and I think it really pisses me off. So, like today, I was taking Joe to the doctor, and there was this lady who drove all the way up past this line of cars behind me to try to cut in to get off the exit, and like, I'm not gonna let her ass in. You can fuck all the way off.
In my brain, I was like, if this woman gets in front of Anthony's car, that's grounds for divorce.
Oh, no. I was not. No, what I was doing was the Joe thing that I've learned to do really well from you, which is slow down enough to make her think maybe she can, and then I go faster.
It's called Box Out, and I've been playing it ever since I learned how to drive a vehicle.
But then the truck behind me let her in. But still, like, it's little shit like that where it's the expectation of other people being nice to you at the inconvenience of every other person behind them.
Yeah, the people that drive behind me in traffic are the nicest people in the world every time.
It's so fucking stupid because I don't know how people get it in their head that other people should be treating them like special little snowflakes when they're being assholes.
49th in education, 49th in education.
I've started literally, like, on your driving scenario, I've literally started, like, steering into them because I'm like, I just want you to know that I'm fucking crazy.
I'm
This
at a
shit
point
ain't gonna
now where
happen.
I'm like,
I'll
you know
merge
what?
off to stop you.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm at a point now in my car where I just don't owe that much on it, and it's worth way more than what I owe by like a lot. And honestly, if you want to go ahead and fuck with me today, I got time. I got all kinds of time.
The last time I drove your car to work, it happened to me, Anthony, and this woman tried to get in, and she had like a brand new Infiniti QX80, whatever the fuck they're called.
Oh,
now.
fuck her
And
all the way.
In my brain, I was just like, bitch, this car's not worth much. I will kill us both right here.
Right here, right now, baby.
That's kind of it. I'm like, I've already had to repair this car once. It's still fucking getting a new transmission. I don't give a shit about it anymore. So go.
My
fuck
seat heater
yourself.
doesn't work anymore, so go ahead and just take me out because then I can get a new car. So
The car's not worth it. The seat heater's out. Oh my god.
I use that shit all the time.
My loaner does not have seat warmers, and I'm just like, oh god, it's a chilly morning. What about my ass? My ass. That's the most important quality of me is my ass.
I gotta start keeping Lefty warm. But yeah, I mean, that's how a lot of Oklahomans really are. And it's so insane. And especially, you know who it is, though? It's not even really like the more poor Oklahomans who are like that. It's the fucking like upper middle class people who are just dickwads.
I was like, the poor Oklahomans, they're always nicer because they're like, please don't ruin my car. Please, just leave me alone.
Yeah,
It's
this is
always
all I
these-
have, and if I have to buy another car, I'm not going to be able to buy another car because we live in one of the poorest states in the fucking country. We literally
always-
siphon money from the government just so we can accomplish the bare minimum each year.
And it's always the middle-class Oklahomans. They would definitely be poverty level in any other state, but in Oklahoma, they're middle class.
Right, yeah.
So,
Yeah, because nobody wants to live here.
So that's kind of the very name of the state itself. Is Oklahoma is known as the Sooner State, and that term comes from the original land run, which started in Stillwater, Oklahoma. A little bit of history for you. And Sooners
Yuck.
were people
Learning.
that were known as people who
Not in this
started early and like kind of cheated and got their land first during the land run. So the very word Sooner means cheater. And I don't know why everyone embraces it so much here. I mean, fuck, the University of Oklahoma is called the Sooners. That's their mascot. And I'm just like, why is everyone embracing this so much? But then I think 49th in education, everyone's fucking stupid. And
I was
that
like, lack of
usually answers
education,
the argument.
everyone's like, this is cute. And I'm like, but
But
it's not. It's saying
No.
I don't follow the rules, and so I cheat the system so I can win. And we're still behind in everything positive. So we're not even cheating well.
Right.
No, God, no. But it's that type of same indoctrination you experience as an American, where you're taught all the time about how great America is, and you learn about the founding fathers, and they saved us from the British and from the horrible regime of the British, and look at what Abraham Lincoln did, and we're just great. And I'm like, you guys remember that those are the same people that are us, though, right? Like, that's us. Like, we're I know that we're saying it like they're the enemy, but they're also the same people who are we. So,
It's kind of like when I was in Spanish class in college and we were taking a test, and I was copying off the kid next to me because I didn't know what I was doing. And then, about 15 minutes later, I realized that he was also cheating off me. So we were both cheating badly.
49th and... Oh, wait a minute. You're from a different state. Never mind.
Oh, I'm from West Virginia, so not much higher in education at all.
still, C's get degrees, Joe.
Oh, don't I know it? I have my big expensive piece of paper from West Virginia University. Oh, yes, sir.
But I think we experience quite a bit of that here, where it's almost like a familial indoctrination to Oklahoma, where I know a lot of people here whose families live here and who don't want to leave because their families are here. And it becomes difficult because, like, you grow up and you're supposed to love your family. I want to say, not really, it's a Southern and Midwestern thing, to where you have this sort of obligation to your family is how you're raised to feel, even when they're fucking dickbags to you. And so people sort of feel this weird fake closeness, I guess. But everybody here is an asshole. They're all assholes. Including families. A lot of my family are assholes.
I don't know why I live here when my family is not even from here. Or doesn't even live here.
It's interesting, too, because a lot of times people will throw out the quote, blood is thicker than water, and they think that means that it's like a family thing. But that is a shortened version of the actual quote, which is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So people think they're using this big, profound quote to say that you should love your family no matter what, when in fact the quote means the exact opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is real true, too. And I think, again, advantage gay people, it's easier for us to, sort of distance ourselves from our families. I'll make a covenant with you all night long, baby. Open that back door and let me in there.
Blood and tears and bone.
You know what bone I'm talking about.
49th in education, yeah.
You break out my Oklahoma twang.
Ugh, please don't.
You sure? It took me a while to train it out of myself.
Here it comes. No.
I'm much more looking forward to our Minnesota accents that we will develop.
Only use the twang at your climax.
Oh my god, I slip back into it sometimes.
Why would you
especially
say
when
that?
I'm talking to people who have like really twangy accents, and I'll just slide right back in there.
Yeah, you slut.
Yeah. Just like that tornado that Oklahoma City had at 5 a.m. on Monday morning.
Oh my god. The tornado schedule is broken around here, and it's pissing me off.
The tornado schedule is off, and I'm really tired of it. And it's also really annoying that everyone's bitching about being woken up by the alarms, and I'm already awake when they go off, and I'm like, hey!
I just, like, when it went off at 4:30 on the fucking, that Sunday,
Time
November
change.
3rd.
That was the one
and
that
I was
woke up
like,
from it.
God damn it! Why are you happening now? You're supposed to happen at 7 p.m., no later than 9 p.m., so that I can go to bed.
Yeah.
Yes!
It's always between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. That is the period where the storms are all worked up and doing their shit, and then by bedtime, it's fine.
Oh, you know what, though?
Worked up.
It's the Democrats. They're controlling the weather.
To me, it just aligns with the Jewish space laser shit.
Is that part of your 23andMe results, Jay?
Oh, I didn't read the rest of it. It says Ashkenazi Jewish space laser.
I forgot. I own 0.1%. I can't talk. 0.1% of the Jewish space laser program. So that's how I control wildfires and shit like that.
That's how you afford that fancy apartment in Oklahoma City, huh? The space laser money.
God.
Oh, that's why I'm moving on up to downtown because of my space laser money.
49th in education.
I was talking to recently that I told that to. I said, "Oh yeah, my 23andMe," and he's like, "Oh, do you practice Judaism?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I don't practice it." And also, I had no clue until I did the test.
Until I did the white people thing.
Yeah, I was very middle-aged white woman, and I was like, "Tell me where I'm from."
Wow, I can't believe it. Oh my God, I'm Jewish. Oh, we're so fucking surprised. Europe. I can't believe it.
I'm so cultured.
You know what's really funny, too, about those 23andMe or those Ancestry.com or whatever, is that it's all the people that are, like, so paranoid that the FBI is listening to them and checking all their data, and then they're sending their DNA to this company in the mail, and now they're, like, worried about someone having their credit card number? I don't know. That's,
And
the
they're,
logic
and
is
they're
not
also
there.
just like, I don't want anyone tracking me, and then they're, like, on their
On
phone.
their
I'm like,
fucking phone all the time. I
"You're
know.
such a fucking
that
idiot."
that
What do you
is
think a
such
social security number is?
So we used to sell this product when I worked at the telecom company that went in your car that like helped you diagnose, car issues, but also tracked your car for you. And people all the time would be like, I don't want the government tracking me. And then they buy a fucking cell phone. And I was like, you're not getting it, are you? You're not getting it.
Here's your government tracker. Enjoy.
Right? Thank you.
$59.99 a month for 3G.
Girl, since 2002 and the Patriot Act, this thing has been the number one way to track you by the government.
Yeah. That's funny about the cars, too, because I saw this quote, and it was a news story, and it said, driverless cars in the future will be able to return themselves to the dealership or go get service. And someone commented, they're like, so you mean to tell me my car can repossess itself?
You know what? I really
that's-
hate this owner. Bye.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the actual scariest things about where we're going in the direction of technology is this trend of subscription services for everything instead of being able to buy things. So you never own anything. You just subscribe to it and you get to use it as long as you're subscribed to it. It's like what is that electric car that is coming to the US that you could pay an extra fee for a larger battery? But if you don't pay it's things like that where I'm like, okay, but if you don't pay the monthly fee, they shut off the extra battery.
Yeah.
So what
it's
the
literally
fuck?
a paywall. That's all it is.
The battery is there, it's in the car, but you don't own it.
Yeah. You haven't
Anthony.
unlocked it.
You just didn't pay the subscription on your heated seat anymore.
I think what happened is one day my fat ass sat in my car and I felt something in the back of my seat give, and I was like, I don't know what that was, but ever since then it hasn't worked.
The heated fireplace.
One of these that I saw recently was for a printer, and they had been paying a subscription model monthly to use the printer in their home. And they didn't pay it 1 month, so the printer literally wouldn't print documents off because they hadn't paid their subscription
Well, what's
fee.
different from a normal inkjet?
Yeah,
Well,
you're not wrong about
that subscription fee is just the ink.
And you buy it once and then it dries out and then your subscription's up.
Yeah, we're so fucked as far as the American dream is concerned. Like, imagine it's going to be like maybe 50 years from now, but you won't be able to own anything. Nothing. Like, everything will be subscription services. You want clothes? You got to subscribe to oldnavy.com.
When I was buying furniture for this apartment, I went to Mathis Brothers, and they're now a subscription base. You can apply, or you get a subscription to pay less, but also get delivery and all that stuff. And I was like,
Who's buying furniture that often?
We did that
Fuck.
for the faster delivery on our couch, and I ended up going up there and getting it myself.
Yeah.
I paid for it on something one time, and they're like, "Oh, you still have the membership?" And I'm like, "I do fucking not have that." When I bought my mattress, the one I bought wouldn't even go under that plan, so I was like, haha, cheating the system. Because in my head, I'm like, I don't want to give you the number of like winning me to the subscription. I do not want you to have that. It's for some reason it's some principle, because whenever I used to work at Home Depot, you know, it was all about the credit cards and stuff like that.
Yep.
And it was all about the number of accounts you would get. And I remember getting in trouble because I would tell people, I'm like, just get it and get the discount on the thing and then just go fucking pay it off and cancel your card. And people would be like, oh, yeah. And I got in trouble from corporate.
Fuck them. I mean, they're out here trying to fuck people actively. I think it's okay for us to fuck corporations as much as possible. Fuck them. I truly believe that if you are a multi-billion-dollar corporation and you're out here fucking Americans, I think every American has the right to fuck you back as much as possible. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm. I tell people at work all the time, play the system before it plays you first.
But that's the weird part about corporations. The older I get, the more I see it, and I'm just like, they want me to be loyal to them, like 100%. And I'm like, yeah, but the thing is you guys aren't really loyal to me in a sense. Like, you'll drop me in a second. You'll restructure the company and completely get rid of a department. You'll do all this shit and not be loyal to me. So why am I supposed to sacrifice my life so much for you?
Most of them don't reward your loyalty for working for them anymore.
Nope.
They just don't.
No.
There's nothing for it. You're not getting, rewards at XYZ years. You're not getting you're not getting anything from them. And it's been this years and years and years of deregulation by the government. There's nothing that these companies are required to do, and they've been lobbying to get rid of any sort of regulations against them, which, Dolan Trump is promising all the deregulation, so I can't wait for how that's going to fuck us.
It's the same reason that all these large companies that have such high turnover rates aren't making more of a fuss about it, because they like whenever more tenured employees quit, because they were paying them more. So when they can bring somebody else in instead and pay them at the intro rate or minimum wage even, that's good for them because they're paying that employee less to do the same job.
Joe, why do you think people like corporations do layoffs once a year? That's exactly what they're doing, is they're getting rid of tenured employees so they can reopen those departments and positions and hire new people and pay them less money.
Yep.
It's tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
Finish it, Jay. Finish it.
No, I was like, no, I'll resist because you'll mess up a lyric.
Oh no, he's becoming self-aware.
Beauty and the Beast of Capitalism.
Beauty and the what is it? Leopard.
Angela Lansbury.
Beef taco.
Beauty and the John Hamm.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I will sign up
I'd
for
watch
that role. I've heard it's a beast, all right.
Let's go check Blue Sky.
Jay, you probably remember this. Do you remember the Beauty and the Beast TV show that had Ron Perlman as the Beast?
Oh, vaguely. Just.
Do you mean that show Once Upon a Time?
No. It's a it was Beauty and the Beast, and it had Ron Perlman as the Beast.
Huh.
And remember, who's that chef who looks like a turd? He's really ripped, but he just looks
I need
like
a little more than
bus
that.
hit him. The giant, really buff one. He's got the protein drinks.
Yeah,
what's his name?
The one you hate.
I don't hate him. I just think that he
What
looks
is
like a
his name?
toe.
God.
I see his granola
forgot
bars
Anyways,
all the time.
Every time I see him come on, I'll go and I'll screen cap one of the Beast photos of Ron Perlman. I really want to put a side by side here.
Who was it? This is going to drive me crazy until I remember.
Well, and I'm trying to remember the cast of the Beauty and the Beast with the Ron Perlman, because wasn't the girl from Terminator in it?
Oh yeah,
Terminator 2.
it was. It was Linda. What's her name?
Oh,
She was
Linda
in the first
Hamilton.
one too.
Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton.
From-
Yes.
Dante's Peak.
Dante's Peak.
Oh, yes.
Dante's Peak. That was the movie.
Joe, get your vehicles out right now. Do you guys want to talk about Dante's Peak?
Yes.
Buff Chef. What the fuck is his name? I'm trying to remember his fucking name. No, it's not. Oh,
find him.
he's cute though. Not Robert Irvin.
That's it.
Irvine.
Robert Irvine.
Yes. Joe, when you're editing, remind me to put a side by side here so I can show people just how much Robert Irvine looks like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, like every time I see him, I'm just like, oh my god, I know you're buff, but wah.
Hey, you know.
But we should talk about Dante's Peak. You know what? We don't have to staff the cabinet anymore. We could just talk about Dante's Peak after the break.
We could
I was
do
like, we could after the break.
the Department of
I mean, we did it before,
volcanology.
but I wouldn't mind going back to it.
Pierce Brosnan, next.
Well, yeah, it's fun to shit all over Oklahoma, but the fact of the matter is we still live here for now.
Boo.
We have our escape plan, and we are putting steps in motion, but we still do live here. So we have to hope that it stays afloat for just a little while longer. But do you guys think it's time for a quick break?
I'm actually fine if it doesn't.
I do think it's time for a quick break. You know what? Let the ship go down. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I hope there's room on the door for all three of us.
I was about to say I'll find my own door with Reggie with me.
Never let go, Joe. Ugh, get off of me.
I'm imagining Reggie in the Rose costume, and his little feet, and he just goes like this, and Jay just starts to sing. Bye.
She's like, I promise I'll never let go, Jack. But then she did let go.
He says,
Yeah,
you didn't throw the
she's
ball
a fucking
enough.
liar. All right, now
Well,
break.
let's go to that break.
Hey listeners, are you ready to add some spice to your wardrobe? Check out hunkytops.com, the queer, Latino-owned clothing site that brings you the hottest styles. And here's an exclusive deal just for you, listeners. Get 10% off your first order with the code SUNDRIES. That's right, 10% off when you use the code SUNDRIES at checkout. They do offer sizes above 3XL. Just hit the contact button and request a larger size and they'll accommodate the best they can. So, what are you waiting for? Visit hunkytops.com today. Explore their amazing styles and wear your pride with confidence. hunkytops.com. Wear your pride, live your style. Remember, hunkytops.com. Use code SUNDRIES for 10% off your first order. Order now!
You're listening to the Beards and Sundries podcast, the news source that's still rated 5 out of 6 balls.
Dante's Peak is a classic 90s film starring Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton and some other 90s actors whose names I don't remember because they were never that famous.
Correct.
It's about a volcanologist who goes to inspect a possible active volcano in the Pacific Northwest, a la Mount St. Helens, and goes to this small town that is the mayor of which is Linda Hamilton, who also owns a coffee shop, and apparently her coffee is bad.
She's also the mayor of the town, and her name is Rachel Wando, and she has 2 kids.
I said that. I didn't say that part. She's got 2 kids. But anyways, he goes up there, and all the seismic information they're getting from the mountain, or from the volcano, says like that it's not going to erupt. And so they're all like, it's not going to erupt. There's nothing indicating that. But Pierce Brosnan is the volcano whisperer, and Pierce Brosnan has a feeling, and
But
his feelings are never wrong.
He's like Bill Paxton in
Brosnan.
Twister.
I was
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
say Pierce Brosnan is the girl from the new Twisters film where every time they're
Yes,
like, which storm?
yes.
And she's like, "Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo," and she's looking at the wind blowing on the
She
weeds.
feels the air.
And she's like, the left storm. And they're like, but the right storm shows everything. And she's like, left.
I'll take
But that is who.
I'll take Twisters for $200, Alex. It's the Gaily Double.
But that's so Pierce Brosnan's like, no, we have to warn the town. We have to evacuate. And everyone's like, but we're having a celebration presently. What about the festival? This is going to cost our town money. We can't tell people to evacuate. What about
the
revenue?
tourists?
No.
And then
no.
all of the
So-
volcano data is like, everything seems fine. This volcano's not going to erupt. And Pierce Brosnan's like, no, volcano. And so anyways, that's the basis of this film.
Well, I was going to say, and it takes a while, but you finally get to the first scene of shit's getting real when the two lovers get boiled in the spring.
It's so funny because they just happen so fast.
You're just like, la 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 la, oh, they're dead.
La la la, normal life.
La, la, la. This volcano might be bad. Burn!
Gave him a hot butt.
They've got seat warmers. You don't.
No! Someone get me a volcano for my car!
Pay your fucking subscription for your volcano, Anthony.
No, I can't afford it.
So a big reason why there is a lot of pushback from the city council and from all the citizens is because Money Magazine had just been in town for the Pioneer Days Festival at Dante's Peak, where they awarded Dante's Peak the second most desirable town to live in, population under 20,000. And they were going to make investments to bring a new factory to the town, which was going to create, I think it was like 800 jobs. So it was a big deal. And this is a big deal for these people because they live in a small town. Nothing really happens that often. So it was big. It was a lot of pressure on the mayor. And then it's compounded even more because they've called an emergency meeting of the town city council. And then Pierce Brosnan's boss shows up from the USGS in Portland. And he warns them all of this cautionary tale where a mountain didn't erupt, but like a lot of fiscal damage had already been done, tourists stayed away, and the town nearly went bankrupt. So they were very hesitant to put the town on alert because they didn't want things to run away, they didn't want investors to flee. And then ironically, later on, when the volcano first erupts and there's ash raining down on the town, the CEO of Money Magazine and Blair Industries, his name was Elliot Blair, tries to escape in the helicopter, and the helicopter engine sucks in a bunch of ash, and it crashes and explodes, killing him.
I do kind of like that initial scene. Like, you're finally getting... It's a guy thing. You're getting that first big destruction scene, and I'm just like, yay!
That
Like,
scene is really cool, and it was really well done, and it was a combination of CGI and live models. Like, they used scale models
Yes.
for it.
They
And
loved live models.
that town is interesting because they actually shot on site. They shot the movie in a town called Wallace, Idaho. And Wallace is unique because it is situated right in between these mountain ranges, and there is actually a dual-level interstate because it's so narrow right through that passageway. So when they shot that freeway, then they kind of fake destroyed it with models. That's actually a real highway that they were like digitally inserting into the scene to destroy. So the destruction scene is really cool because of all the practical effects that were tied into it as well.
Fun little movie fact for you beardos. Every movie is filmed on site, on the site of the film.
That is a fun fact.
Fun
You
fact.
film buffs may appreciate this.
Yeah, you film buffs may appreciate this. Every film uses a camera of some type.
I will let you have that one since it's your birthday this week.
Love you.
Love you too.
But so the other character that we haven't mentioned is Linda Hamilton's mother-in-law, who's not really her mother-in-law, but it's her kid's grandmother, and Ruth.
It's her ex-mother-in-law.
Ruth will not move. She says, no, I've lived on this mountain my whole life, and the mountain is good to me, and I'm staying up here.
You're not from
And
Dante's Peak, are you?
you don't know anything about mountains or volcanoes, Mr. Volcanologist.
Well, Ruth lives up at the top, near the top of the mountain, on a lake called Mirror Lake, and she lives in a ski lodge, a cabin. It's beautiful, and so she thinks that
is
she
the
knows the
original
mountain better than
MAGA.
everyone else.
I know better than science.
Right.
But then the volcano erupts, and Ruth is at her house, and
Because
the
she
two
still wouldn't
children-
come down the mountain.
because she's obstinate. And so the
takes
kids
a-
are like, we have to go save Grandma. And they steal a truck and drive up this mountain to go. And the older kid's like 10?
I think he's like 10 or 12, something like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was driving
and
at that
they-
age.
Yeah. And of course, like, now they're driving up an active volcano. And,
Kids are
anyways,
dumb.
a lot of stupid
Yes.
decisions were made here.
But Ruth finally leaves her house when a wall of lava busts through her wall.
I feel like if a volcano were exploding, I would probably just go ahead and leave. Like, I don't understand. That's a terrible way to die. What an awful way to die.
I would hear the explosion. I'd run out with my can of beer because, I'm from Oklahoma, and I'd be like, holy shit, it might be time to go. And then I'd get in my
And
car
the-
with my
we
beer
can-
still in hand because what are the
I don't
police going to
know.
do? Fucking stop me? Sir, you're driving with an open container. and
Open
I'm like,
container.
but there's a goddamn volcano right now.
So the lava has burst through the wall, and now they have to flee, leaving behind all the belongings they had been collecting from Ruth's house. So they run outside and they look over, and oh no, all of the vehicles are now being destroyed by lava. So their
What a
next
coincidence.
split-second decision is to run for the lake because there's a motorboat on the dock that they push into the lake and try to make their escape. But then they notice that something isn't great because the older kid looks over the side of the boat and realizes that all the fish are now dead. And they look down and they realize that all of the volcanic activity has turned the lake into acid, which is now eating
It's
through the
acid!
boat.
And I want to stress this. It is not the acid you put on your tongue. It is dangerous acid.
More dangerous.
I still don't understand the scientific reasoning behind the lake turning to acid that quickly.
Okay,
I don't
same.
get it.
I was
Because
like, I
I-
understand
like,
over
what?
time.
Yeah, I could see it as chemicals release into the water and it would take time, but like that level of corrosive that fast, bitch.
Here's
The level of corrosive to not eat the boat until you're halfway into the lake. Suddenly it's eating the boat.
Here's where I'll counter that. Now, they went up to Ruth's place at the very beginning of the movie, and then they didn't go back up
where's
there
my
again
gavel for
until it
Judge
was
Jay?
time to escape. So it was like a week. Maybe it could happen in a week.
Where is the gavel? Put the doily on. Put the doily on.
Ruth wasn't going out the boat going fishing
all
because
this
the boat was on the dock, so she wasn't using the boat. So she wasn't going into the lake. And even when they go swimming earlier in the movie, because that's when they find the people that got the hot butt, they weren't even swimming there either. So she
They paid
wasn't
their
really paying
subscription.
attention to the lake. So it could have been happening maybe over a couple of months even and going
But it
Yeah,
was
but wouldn't
just
they notice
finally
that? Like-
it was just finally that moment the boat suddenly started eating away very quickly though.
The boat wasn't in the water the whole time. It was on the dock. They pushed it into the water to escape.
So she never used it that whole time.
I don't know.
Actually,
Maybe.
I'm gonna actually
And we didn't
defend that
notice
one.
the change in the groundwater also, because that's where we would get the source of the water. Also, it would kill all of the
Tree
the
and
flora
wildlife.
around it, and all of that was still there.
There were
All
dead
of it was
trees
there.
when he was testing the water days prior. And they didn't know if it was from the activity or from winter storms. And Ruth
I
could
think
be
if a
using
whole
bottled
lake
water.
could turn to that level of corrosive acid, you would know.
Ruth's at
There is just no way that it would not seep into the water table for the whole town.
Ruth didn't have a water source, or maybe she didn't even have a well. She could have been like buying those big jugs of water in town like every month or so and just using
So she
those.
never showered?
She probably, I don't know.
She didn't do her dishes?
Look at her. She wasn't doing shit. All she was doing was gardening and judging Rachel. The entire
She literally
movie.
looked like a woman that would eat off of a nice like dish and just throw it away, just like shatter it. Done.
Because the other part of that is like, if she's not on the town water supply, then she's using well water, and she would have to use that water. She would be using the water from the
That's
water
true.
table.
For her to be on town water supply, they'd have to have quite the little fucking pump.
Well,
That's
then
what I'm
I
talking about.
guess
I'm
it's
right.
just false logic, and the movie should never have been made.
That's right. You just have to suspend disbelief long enough to enjoy the film.
Joe does not appreciate us poking holes in his love.
Or my acid lake.
He's never going to not love it. Beardos,
Or my
get at
acid
us if you
mic.
can prove me
Sorry,
wrong.
that took a minute to catch on.
Yeah, it took a while because that much corrosive material, they wouldn't take that on the notice. I guess Dante's Peak is 50th in education.
Beardos, what you just heard from Joe is exactly how MAGA people justify themselves.
Right. Oh, every single person in Dante's Peak voted for Donald Trump. I am convinced of it.
Joe's like,
They voted for the volcano as the volcano was erupting.
Yeah.
Joe's like, I'm not going to let you pick on Dante's Peak until a wall of lava busts through this wall right now. Then he's like,
Oh, no.
how did this happen in Oklahoma? And we watched another movie before about that, and that's called Volcano, where volcanoes happen in places that shouldn't.
Los
Yes,
Angeles.
First of all, I feel like Volcano and Dante's Peak came out way too close to one another.
Yep.
Because
So
Volcano gets
close.
overlooked a lot.
It was definitely that era of just volcanic shit. Actually, it was that era of just like natural disaster
disasters.
movies.
Yep.
Because
Well-
Twister, shit
Love
like that.
natural disasters.
I would say that Dante's Peak gets overlooked more because Volcano was so much more like hyped up and unbelievable and action packed, and it had Anne fucking Heche in it.
And Viggo Mortensen, thank you.
But it had more of a star-studded cast. It had a bigger budget, and it had it was way more unbelievable. And I think a lot of people latched onto it. The same reason why people latched onto San Andreas, 2012, all that kind of stuff.
San
I mean,
Andreas.
I
oh my
love the
God.
movie Volcano, even though I know it's terrible.
Right.
I love a lot of movies that are bad.
just-
I love Slaughterhouse. It's completely awful, but I love it.
It's just the whole scene where the lava is traveling down one street, and they're just like, "We gotta stop
We
it."
gotta block it with these fire trucks.
I forgot about that. They're like, we can stop the lava, and I was like, you guys,
And then, and then they bring in that ladder truck to get the guy off the bus, and it's the
Yes.
slowest moving ladder I've ever seen, and it's just dragging
That
him
and-
across this lava.
Also, the scenes that they have of it's like I can't think of the word, but it's basically the guy that the cop's gonna arrest.
Oh,
And
who
then
lives
all of a
over
sudden
on
they're like-
Wilshire. Hey, man,
Yeah,
you gotta get
and
these
then-
fire trucks over to Wilshire. And then, like, they're gonna
And
detain
then-
him because he's being unruly, but then he helps them move the Jersey barriers to block the lava, so then they all celebrate, and they're like,
And then all
all
of a
right,
sudden, like,
let's
you
get
know,
these
human-
fire trucks over to Wilshire, now that everything's destroyed.
Now that you helped us move one heavy thing, we'll save your house.
and that, Beardos, is how the American justice system works.
And now we're circling back to Oklahoma. Do something for me, and I'll finally save your house.
So the final question is, who are we appointing to be the Secretary of Volcanology?
Oh, Pierce
Ruth.
Brosnan, hands down. Ruth. No, you're right. 100%. I was wrong.
Ruth's acid-riddled corpse in the woods. That's who we're appointing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she can't have her feet. She has
Right.
to be, like, in a wheelchair, and she's like, this volcano's fine.
She's just like, she's hung up on one of those skeleton things that you find in science classroom, and it's just her corpse, and just wheel it around to meetings.
No, even better. She's on one of those like Halloween decoration things where it's animated, so her body just does this the whole time, and her bones just go back and forth and dance to a fun tune.
It's her, and like, she never says anything. It's the David Pumpkins song. I'm David Pumpkins.
So yes, Dante's Peak is truly 50th in education.
It's fantastic film. Way better than Oklahoma. I recommend it way more than Oklahoma.
Oh, my God, yeah. I want a musical about Dante's Peak now. That sounds better than
would be
Oklahoma.
great.
Ooh, you know?
I'm going to write it.
Oh my
Actually.
god. And now for Dante's Peak the musical. Oh my god.
That's actually. And now, for a word from our sponsor,
God.
Dante's Peak, the musical.
God damn it!
Come see the musical you've all been waiting for since 1997. Come to our town.
What town?
Not ruined by volcanoes.
No volcanoes.
A town ranked so well by investors.
Oh, wow, Money
You
Magazine.
love to spend your money here.
I only have 20.
That's right, Dante's Peak, the live musical, is now available straight to you on DVD at the Beards and Sundries Market. I'm just divorced or widowed. I really don't remember. I'm just a busy mayor in this beautiful, safe town. It's the musical you never know you needed. I live in the mountains and I have a car. My lake is not acid, it's definitely just water. I don't like to listen to anyone around me, but they call me Ruth because I'm so scary. So skip the ticket line and buy your copy of Dante's Peak the Musical today. So order your copy now of the 5-disc, 69-hour musical, Dante's Peak the Musical. You'll be blown away by how terrible this show is. So head on down to the Beards and Sundries Market now to buy your copy today.
You'll be safe from explosions. No, you won't. Just watch the show. Dante's Peak.
Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
You know, I love Dante's Peak the musical, specifically the ballad that you get at the point where Ruth is melting, and how they actually have to melt the actress every time she's on stage, so they have to always get a new one.
It's the,
they
high,
use
it's
real
the
actors.
highest
use
paid
a
role
real-
in all of theater.
Yes.
Because you have to sacrifice your life for entertainment.
For entertainment.
Could you imagine that job application? It says, looking for dedicated performer. Who would give their life to musicals.
But yeah, and I especially love the scene where all of the other geologists and USG employees are trying to convince Pierce Brosnan, the main character, that the volcano is safe. And every time they present him with scientific data, he turns away and goes, "No!"
No! I like...
That's it. No!
No!
I like the big dance number when the eruption happens because it's very in the same vein as the producers, where all the girls are walking down the stairs slowly as like different forms of German propaganda. And so it's just
You mean
dancers.
Family Guy? No, I'm kidding.
So it's just dancers that are
Yeah.
sliding down the volcano dressed in red, and they're throwing like glowing rocks into the crowd. It's a big fun production. That's my favorite part.
I actually kind of want to see
Springtime
that.
for Dante's Peak.
But not Germany.
In Washington.
Oh yeah, it's Washington, isn't it?
It's
It's either
fictitious
Washington or
Washington.
Oregon. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I was like. It's not
I was-
Colorado.
'Cause I was just about to say Colorado, and I was like, oh wait, no, that is what is that?
I think it's supposed to be set in the Cascades.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's supposed to be like a Mount St. Helen clone.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing.
Oh yeah, because in the '80s, Mount St. Helen. That's right.
But moving on to something else I hope is fiery. Jay, do we have any Beardo submitted sundries this week?
No,
Oh.
but we did. I'm checking the email just to make sure that between starting recording and now, but no, it's empty. But we did have one review this week.
Oh.
Oh, that's a Beardo submitted sundry.
And so that I'm counting it, and it's from an account called Chain Wallets.
Chain wallets.
Phony boy.
Now, I have to admit, I know who this is, and so this may be an inside joke, but the title of it's called Build a Barn, and I don't know if any of you know. Have any of you played Red Dead Redemption?
A little bit. Not enough
Okay,
to know
so
The
about
second
it.
one a little bit.
There's a scene at it's a pretty far end, way at the end of the story, and there at one point some guy's like, "You idiot! You don't build a barn." Well, TikTok made this phrase really famous, but they like accentuated the B's, so they're just like, "You don't build a barn," and it's stupidly funny.
It sounds like you're farting out of your mouth.
Well, that's what's new. But so that's why that joke's in there. But then when you get to the actual message, it is B. That's literally at the letter B.
One day when we have like more than a handful of reviews on there that are all just one letter, people are going to be looking at this wondering if they should listen to the podcast and be like, I still don't know.
It's like trying to interpret hieroglyphics on a cave wall.
Well, this person recommends it, but then all these other people just put words and letters. And
Just like a letter. What the fuck is this?
I'll never forget.
The whole thing is an inside joke.
I'll never forget how funny it was when we first got that review that just said beards.
And it was funny because it was an accident, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
It was the most perfect review.
Absolutely.
There's
They
nothing
said
to say about these
beards,
guys.
and you're
but
right.
Beards. We have them. Except Joe, one time.
Once.
Oh, God.
Never again.
We shan't go back.
Nuh-uh. Too cold.
Brr.
Brr.
Anyways, that's it on my user content.
Well, thank you. Chain wallets!
I really hope that we hear from the volcano from Dante's Peak. I want to hear its side.
Oh, my God. Yes, please. Call and leave a voicemail.
I was just under a lot of pressure lately, and I just had to vent, and I just had to let some things go. And I just had to let it all roll off my back.
It's the lake from the movie. You don't think I could be as acidic as that short amount of time? You don't believe in me?
Jay, you think your ex-boyfriend is toxic? Look at me. I'm a whole fucking acid lake.
It's Ruth's cabin, and it's like she was kind of a bitch. Or it's what car is it that's from the film, Joe?
Which one? I know all
Your
of them.
car.
There's a few of them.
Oh, okay. Your favorite car, though. Ruth's car.
Ruth drove an AMC Eagle.
That's right.
all-wheel
It's
drive.
the AMC Eagle that calls in.
Yeah.
So anyways, listeners, if any of you know the volcano, the AMC Eagle, the acid lake from this film, please let them know that they should call or write in to us. We'd love to read them off next week.
For real, though, you should watch Dante's Peak. It's actually pretty good.
It's pretty good. And now for something to
musical,
check
too.
out, Dante's Peak.
Imagine.
Actually,
Beardos, Dante's Peak is a 1990s natural disaster.
I mean, it's not a bad something to check out. I can hold mine off till next week.
No. Give us here something to check
Okay,
out. We
okay,
just
okay.
went into a whole thing about it.
Oh, that's
So
right.
Jay has something to check out this week then. Good
Look
to
at
know.
me, guys. I am rocking it. So one of our listeners, Timmy, wrote a children's book, and it is available for pre-order right now on Amazon, and it's called Bobby and the Big Valentine.
Oh.
And
Oh.
it's very cute. It's a story about a young boy having a crush on another young boy. So it is a child's gay friendly book. And so I think if you all want to order it, it's available for pre-order for hardcover. And December 10th looks like it's when it comes out. But Bobby and the Big Valentine by our listener Timmy, it looks very cute. So I'm excited to get it in because I've already pre-ordered it.
What a wonderful Christmas gift.
Hell, I want to buy it for myself. Well, that is great, and we will include the link in the show notes. Mm-hmm. Go buy it.
What's
But-
next?
Do you guys think it's thankful time?
Ooh, I'm thankful that it's time for Thankful Time.
I'm thankful we're nearing the end because I am hungry and I need to go
I
eat.
am hungry too. I can feel it.
Well, perfect. Thank goodness this episode comes out the week of Thanksgiving because we're going to do a little game we're calling Things That We're Thankful For. So we're just going to go off the cuff. We haven't really prepared anything for this. We're just going to go in intro order and we're all going to talk about things that we're thankful for. I think it's important, especially going into the holiday season, that we try to calm down just a little bit, just for now, and think about things we're thankful for. Just a little. Okay. So Jay's going to start us off.
I am rage incarnate, the red god of death and hatred.
Word up.
But after a little treat, I'm okay.
this is going to make it sound like a problem, and I swear it's not. I am thankful that alcohol exists for the past couple weeks because I needed it. But now that I'm feeling good, I don't feel like I have to drown out everything. So I'm thankful for the ability to have alcohol and abuse it a little bit after a very depressing election period.
Hear, hear.
Cheers to that.
Yay, substance abuse.
I am similarly thankful for video games, specifically right now, Mario Brothership that Joe got me for my birthday, and the Pokemon trading card game online, because I have been using those things to distract myself quite a lot recently, and they're both just so fun.
The greatest part about that online trading card Pokemon game is that you don't have to buy physical cards and waste your hard-earned money on that route.
Right.
You can just still play the game digitally. So I think it's great.
Exactly. I love it.
So, my first one, I'll go ahead and say that I'm thankful for macaroni and cheese. Because it's perfect, it's amazing, there's so many variations. I do want to try my hand at making Teeny's mac and cheese. Teeny was a contestant on Next Level Chef, and Gordon Ramsay is in love with her. And she made this mac and cheese recipe that apparently has gone viral, and a lot of people, like home cooks, chefs, have made it themselves, and they've said that it's the best mac and cheese they've encountered. So I'm very eager to try it.
How many these we doing? Like 5?
Let's say 5, if we can get through
Yeah,
that.
let's do 5.
I am thankful for, as much as I hate subscription services, I am thankful for streaming services.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because I do appreciate the shows that come out that are actually really good. I know there's a lot of garbage out there. And even the times that I just feel like there's hot garbage and I can just rewatch The Office over and over again, I'm fucking fine with that. I appreciate the background noise even.
One major tick that they have in the win column on streaming services is absolutely the convenience. You can pick what you want to watch, when you want to watch it, at
Whenever.
your very own pace.
God, it's not like that era where you had to sit and wait for it to come on the TV and then run to the bathroom.
Or
during
watch the
commercial.
TV Guide channel to see what was on as it scrolled slowly past
Oh
the
my
one channel
God,
you
yes,
were
I
waiting
forgot all
for.
about that. Which, speaking of,
And you guys should go.
if you haven't watched Agatha All Along, it's actually pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god,
Very
watch
good.
Agatha all along right now.
Or you could also watch The Silo on Apple TV Plus. It's really good. It's got my future wife, Rebecca Ferguson. So I am thankful for, similarly, again, horror movies right now, because I'm a horror movie sort of year-round guy. I love horror as a genre. I deep dive it all the time. And I know some people get stressed by them, but it's like comfort food to me, you know? Give me Michael Myers stabbing someone to death, and it just puts my heart at ease.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
I love a good stabbing scene.
For my next one, I will say that I'm thankful for Anthony's home improvement skills and know-how. And what I mean by this is that Anthony knows a lot more than I do about home improvement and general knowledge about the inner workings of a house and a home. And if he doesn't know something, then he'll research it and learn about it, and then he'll actually do it. And that is how we have installed these beautiful floors in our bedroom that I love. And the bedroom's completely almost finished. And that is one big major step closer to selling this house and getting the hell out of Oklahoma. So I'm very thankful for that.
I just have to put the baseboards up. That's it. I've got,
Those are so fucking annoying too. God, I'm trying to go in what order I want to go here.
I'm just picking them out of thin air.
Yeah, okay, so I'll just do this one. I am thankful for the plethora of very good friends I have. I am very, very blessed to have a lot of good people in my life. You guys are always good people to me. My friends Toby and Ryan, Kais and Jared, and Kayla and her
All the
husband
rest.
Alex. I have Jody and Preston. I mean, I genuinely have such good friends, and I think once I realized that, like, how good of quality of friends I have kind of after I went through my cancer stuff, I think it really made life wonderful. And I started to really appreciate, I don't know, the quality I have, not the quantity, the quality.
The reason for that, Jay, is because you are actually a genuine, joyful person to be around. And I know that you like to do a lot of
true.
self-deprecating humor about yourself. We all do. It's kind of fun. And a lot of sarcasm. But you really are a fun person to be around. And I mean that very sincerely.
And I mean it very sincerely, too.
Perfect.
All right. I love all my friends. And I'm going to take Anthony off. of this now. Anthony, I'm going to cancel that subscription.
You were paying me?
This was literally that scene in SpongeBob where he goes to the dumpster and it says Jay smells, and it was written by Anthony, and I say, good.
This is a
And that's
load
the
of
dynamic.
barnacles.
I will also say I'm thankful for, not to just steal Jay's thing, but I'm thankful for my coworker who makes my workday so much easier because we've got very similar interests. He is very left-leaning in this very red state, and so it's nice to have this sort of bastion of somebody that I can talk to and not feel like things might go off the rails if, like, for some reason he decides to talk about politics, which happens so much in this state with certain, like, workspaces. And so it just makes my life a lot easier. Plus, we just bullshit a lot of the day, and we have very similar humor, and it just makes the day so much better.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah, that's me with Sarah. Like, our work days she's another friend that I'm thankful for because she makes work awesome.
So you said coworkers for yours?
I did.
Okay.
Well, coworker.
You know what? Honestly, I'm going to piggyback off of that, Anthony. I will also say that I'm thankful for my coworkers as well. Now, there's, just like every workplace, there's people that I don't mesh with very well. But there are people that I mesh with very well. And there's just people that are so easy to work with. We all have the same goal in mind. Everyone's just trying to do their fucking job and go home. And it's so nice to be able to go through a work day and laugh and joke and have fun with my coworkers because we're all trying to achieve the same goal at the end of the day. And it is nice to be able to laugh while on the clock sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Makes a big difference.
Definitely.
So,
Well, and-
is your number 4 laying in your arms right now, Jay?
It was ironic because my number 4 was going to be my pets.
Oh,
Having these little lives in my house that depend way too much on me is so wonderful. They've been here, like the cats have been here so many years, and Reggie's been here a little over a year now, and I think my codependent side from humans is pretty much not an issue anymore, but my dog, I'm codependent. I
Yeah,
think
but
about
who
my
isn't?
dog. I think about my dog a lot, and I'm like, I'd rather be home, just like
yep.
yelling at him or something because I love him.
All the
Going on
time.
walks, shit like that. Yep.
Yep.
Like, just I love these animals so much, and I love how much they love me.
I forget where I read it, but it was a very important thing to read, and it said, even though your pets are a small part of your life, you are their entire life. And man, isn't that fucking true? Because that's one of the cruelest things in human nature is how short pets' lives are.
God,
Yeah.
I'm already depressed at Reggie only having 10 to 12 years. And he's
And-
already 4, and I'm like,
Let me tell you, Ricky's on year 12, and so
He's trucking along pretty well.
he's doing
though.
pretty well. So it's
Yeah,
not fun to think
he's
about,
good.
but at least he's enough of a jerk that
well-
it snaps us out of it a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I'm also very thankful for Joe's ability to know me better than I know myself a lot. And I say that in a capacity of, a great example is how he gives me gifts. He just knows things that I will want and need, even if I didn't know that I needed or wanted them. He just always is so good at it. And so it's it's nice because I feel very seen whenever that happens. It makes me feel like somebody knows me for who I am. And yeah, that's really important to me, especially having grown up around a bunch of people who never got to see me for who I am.
It was important for me when I was deciding your gift this year, and then I finally decided on getting our ears pierced. Because one, it was also a gift for me, but
Also true.
two, it was something that I know that you've wanted for a long time, and especially after this fucking awful election cycle. It was so nice to walk and book us an appointment and walk into this shop where we were accepted. There was like there was safe space stuff everywhere, like LGBT friendly. It was so nice. They were board certified by the Association of Piercers, but they were like legit. She was great. She walked us through everything, and it was such a nice experience. And I couldn't be happier with the results. And
I know, I'm very thrilled.
I can't wait until we
like
can get
that
some more fun jewelry too.
I know. I like that you got yours done as well, because I almost as important to me as getting my ears pierced was just the experience of doing it with you.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was why that it's the same reason that I'm excited to get my first tattoo alongside you in the future.
Yes.
Anthony, did your voice crack briefly because you were about to cry?
I did have a little bit of
Oh, Joe, come on, push it a little more, push it a little more.
We'll see how far that goes.
Oh, Anthony, that experience must have been really just so sentimental.
Stop.
No, Jay. See, Jay, you forget that when you start speaking, Anthony moves away from crying.
I was like, you're taking the meter way down currently.
It's like my sex talk.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, Joe, what's your fourth thing you're thankful for?
My fourth thing that I'm thankful for is the invention of the roller grill. And what I mean is when you walk into a gas station or convenience store and you see hot dogs, egg rolls, taquitos, tornadoes, anything rolling slowly back and forth on a hot surface being guided by little rods to keep them evenly cooking and moving back and forth. And when I walk up there and it's fully stocked and I see like a pepper jack cheese taquito or a freshly like cheddar wurst or something that just sounds so good and it's fast and it's hot and it's ready to go and I can grab it and go and be on my way.
God damn.
I mean,
I'm
that is
hungry,
just...
So hurry up.
I know, I'm so hungry.
That's
You're gonna
the
have to
one...
Like my stomach is
wrap it up.
That's the one facet of being violently American that I will embrace with both arms tightly.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And I will say my fifth one is brought on by the love of my pets. Reggie has brought me back to remembering how much I love nature. I walk Reggie all the time now. And being out in it, even though I'm in city, I'm not doing hiking like Anthony, which I'd love even more. Being outside, getting the vitamin D, getting just fresh air, and I don't know, being exposed to the outdoors again more often, I swear it's made me happier.
It changes your mindset.
It does.
There's a whole little book called the 3-Day Reset that, like, it posits that if you can spend 3 days in nature, you can help reset your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has done so much for me, especially the past couple months living downtown where we've had beautiful weather. And while, yes, I was drinking beer every day, basically, because I was sitting on a patio, it was just so gorgeous to have beer on a patio weather. And,
right,
God, being
exactly.
outside was so... I love it. And even this morning I walked Reggie and it was 30 degrees, well, 33 or something. So it was cold. I loved it. Now, we're going to have a cold fucking windy day that I hate it. But
I even like the cold windy days. I don't know. I like being outside except whenever it's
just-
balls hot. That's the only time I hate it.
which I never at my house could enjoy it. Like, I'd go on a walk and I'd hate it. But here, I love it. Even when nobody's out and about. Love it.
Yeah.
My very last thing that I'm thankful for is deviled eggs.
Not a seat warmer.
Deviled eggs.
Well,
Give me those deviled eggs.
Jay, he's going to be thankful he doesn't have a seat heater because deviled egg farts definitely don't need the help of a seat heater.
I mean, I'm going to be thankful that I have an office that I can close the door and be in there by myself.
Yeah. Hey, Beardo Heather, if there's going to be any sales on those wallflower things that plug into the wall, we need to know.
I do need to replace one of my office. I've been out for like a couple of weeks.
Oh,
my
no.
God, it just probably smells like Fart City in there.
No.
Fart City, Oklahoma, the new town everyone's going to love.
The new town that's already here.
Well, Joe, what is your final thing? Because I am getting so hungry.
I know, I need my soup.
Well, my fifth final thing, and what we'll close out the episode with, is I'm thankful for Minneapolis, St. Paul. And I say this because it was probably, what, Anthony, our first visit there was 3 years ago, I think?
Yeah.
Before that, I had just kind of been in kind of a rut mentally and just existing here in Oklahoma. I didn't really have a plan for anything. And then we visited Minneapolis because our friend John introduced us to it, and he opened this whole world of people, experiences, events. It's a mecca of like just acceptance, and it's so blue and accepting, and it's gorgeous in the summertime, and there's so much nature and people that we met and knew for maybe a day embraced us fully as their friends, and they just welcomed us into their lives, and everyone's so welcoming there, and it's just such a breath of literal fresh air, and it's so beautiful there, and I literally cannot wait until it is our home.
And some of those people that we made friends with that first time we stay in touch more regularly
Daily.
than some of the people we've known here for a decade.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Easily.
And so it's just, because it's just, I don't know, the friendships were easier, they were smoother, and there's less of that weird little social grace wall that people pot up. It felt very much like we're going to have open and honest conversations from the get-go.
We went to a birthday party and met people, and within half an hour we were having heartfelt conversations, deep, meaningful conversations about things, and that's just... that doesn't happen here, and it's sad, but, there are going to be things that I will miss about Oklahoma. Sure, I've lived here for almost 14 years. Of course there will be things that I will miss. They are heavily outweighed by the things that I now love about Minnesota.
Hello, Oklahoma
Agreed,
friends.
100%.
Join us.
But
let's all move to Minneapolis, St. Paul.
I do think I hear the music coming back on, and it's Thank You by Alanis Morissette. But go call our hotline real quick at 405-999-2242 and leave us a voicemail to open the next episode, preferably as the volcano from Dante's Peak.
We already have a voicemail for next week, though.
Oh, well, then the week after or some other future episode. Jesus Christ, we all know the routine.
And Beardos, Anthony has appointed me the Secretary of Walking. So it's time for us to go. If you would like to help us out, go and subscribe to the podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any additional sundries that we may add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a 1-letter review. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you and also confuse the hell out of them. Also, if just each one of you could tell a friend about the podcast, that would double our growth, and we would appreciate it. We would be thankful for that.
Go check our socials because we may tell you if there's going to be a volcano or not, and you can find out on Threads, Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. And you can email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com, and maybe we'll tell you personally if there's going to be a volcano. Or you can check our website, beardsandsundries.com, to order merch, and maybe I'll design us a volcanic shirt.
So, from Jay and I, and our 40-year-old dormant volcano, Anthony, here at the Beards and Sundries Markets, make sure to...
leave whenever you find out that there's going to be a volcano explosion, and love yourself.
Because we already love you as quickly as that lake turned to acid.
Except
Bye, Beardo!
Bye, happy Thanksgiving.
Bye, Ruth and the Beardos. Bye.
We love My ass! My ass!